Thanks for tuning in to Becoming Something, where we promise to keep the conversation honest and real for young adults in their 20s and 30s. Every moment we live is training for a future moment, and that's why we do this podcast, because we want you to be prepared for everything that life is going to throw at you. Our hope with this podcast is that it would help you become all that God desires you to be. So with that in mind, let's jump right in to this week's episode of Becoming Something.
What's up, podcast world? It's your boy JP in the podcast studio with Kathy.
What's up?
Wait, Kathy's here.
Kathy.
I couldn't see her.
Kathy, hey, we all please mute Nate's microphone.
He's been so funny lately.
Rocking the Camo Be So merch.
Yeah,
It sold out immediately
I
when
put
it
this
came
on
out.
and became 10 times cooler.
I gave mine away to somebody in California straight up off my back.
Are you
You didn't-
serious?
like-
Dude
you didn't have
walked
a
up
shirt
and
on?
said, hey, where'd you get that? And I told him, I said, Proclamation Coalition. And then he came back and he was like, I just looked, they're sold out. And I said, what size do you wear? He's like, XXL. So I had my suitcase with me, swapped it
Aw.
out, gave it to him.
How
Wow,
come I
the
hear stories
shirt
of you
off
giving
your
other
back.
people stuff? I've worked with you for
Nate,
almost 7
he gives
years
you a
now.
pair of shoes every single year. He's giving me a trip to Costa Rica in a few weeks.
Yeah, why don't you shut your mouth? That's
He
right.
gave you this seat on this podcast.
Yeah.
This is my podcast. I let him be on.
Yeah, right.
Who was
not
in
him.
Harris Creek first?
Yeah.
Me,
actually.
and then you left
Me.
staff, so you
Okay.
don't count.
That's not true.
It should be my biggest pet peeve. Is
Yeah.
it's becoming something with Jonathan Pokluda.
Yeah.
It should be becoming something with Nate Hilgenkamp
Wow.
and
Wow.
friends.
Wow.
When
this
you
how you
gonna
treat
when
your
you gonna
friends?
give me something?
That's pathetic.
What have you given him?
Yeah,
That's
you
tough.
literally-
I'd rather you
literally-
not bring that stuff up.
You literally have given me nothing.
That was an inappropriate.
you
There
given
was one.
me?
There was something one time. I'm
That
trying to
was
remember what it
That
was.
was an inappropriate question.
No, one time you
What?
did give me something. I was like, oh my goodness, and I'm trying to remember what it was. What was it? Oh, was that not you?
He's like, I can't recall
It wasn't
a time.
you. I'm sorry, it wasn't
when
you. I
I've
got
done
you
that.
confused. You're right. You actually have literally given me. You've never given me anything, not one thing. That's true. Wow. Okay.
I am recollecting
Recollecting.
that feeling of like
You did something
where you're
nice.
like, oh, you gave me something.
Yeah, I think it was.
Every now and then you've said something really nice to me, and I'm like,
It was like some Chick-fil-A fries or something.
I had a couple left over, and
It
you're
was like, here.
wow, I didn't.
And
know
I was like,
you.
what in the world?
That's so
I
sad.
got you this. I'm trying to remember what it was. I feel like there was something you gave
I
me
do
one
too.
time. Once upon a
I
time.
at the very least,
the
I
fact that
should.
you're struggling this hard to.
I've given you how many pairs of shoes?
I mean, half my closet is from you.
Yeah,
So many things. But anyways, glad you're here.
man. It's-
He's also given me a lot of fun. I will say that.
That's a rough.
You
rough
have
start.
said before that he's like the funniest guy. I resented it a little bit, but I get what you're saying.
I didn't say he's quote the funniest guy.
No
I
one
said
makes him laugh.
I
makes you
don't laugh
like
at that
him.
hard.
Yeah.
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 It's because he says whatever's in his
I'm
mind.
not funny.
But you,
Nate's funny. I'm something else. Like more
it's
serious.
like you you are
and
definitely
witty,
more serious. But
maybe.
I don't know about witty, but like you
Okay.
just don't
But
have a filter.
there are meetings that you get in, and if you're feeling good,
yeah,
Yeah.
when
I'll
you're
laugh
in a
really
good
hard.
mood,
What is Kathy?
she is a
I'm
nice
reactionary
person.
funny. You say wild things,
snort.
and it makes me have a funny reaction. And sometimes I say things
Trying
without
to think,
thinking about them.
Like, so let's just talk about the value you bring to the podcast.
yeah, not much. Do you remember that video that
That's
I made?
good. Yes. Mm.
Can I tell you though? I'm not kidding. At least a few people have been dead set
At least a few
serious.
people. I'm so
No,
interested what this is
listen.
going to be.
Have been
At least a few.
serious when they've come up to me and said like, "Oh, I really like you on the podcast. You add a lot." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, like that's kind." And they're like, "Yeah, just like the way that you respond when they're talking." And I'm like,
What happened to your voice?
I was wondering the same thing.
"Guys, I was wondering when y'all were gonna ask. I don't know. I've got allergies. It's
I'm
pretty
sorry.
bad."
This is the 5th one we recorded, and I haven't noticed until now because you don't say much.
So does this happen a lot? You just like lose your
When I
voice?
get allergies, I lose my voice. I just
Apparently Texas is like bad with allergies.
Yes. And I'm outside a lot because I've got kids. That's what you do when it's pretty outside. So I literally had my face in a humidifier before I came because today's kind of a big day.
Yeah. What was
Pop
that?
them.
Yeah,
Is that
was
THC gummies?
what was it?
Maybe it's a cough drop.
Oh.
Oh,
Is
Matt
it?
told me to not clear my throat on the thing.
Or
Huh?
touch the mic. That's funny.
Gosh.
Falling apart over here. But we're having fun.
Yeah, we
'Cause
So
we're
are.
best
one of the
friends.
questions sometimes people ask on staff is like, hey, if you could go on vacation with 3 staff members, who would you take?
Yeah.
And you're always really offended when people don't say you.
People say me a lot,
it's
honestly.
it's honestly, it's like I don't know that I'm offended as much as I feel sorry for
yeah.
them because I'm like,
You-
oh, you're
you have said
uneducated.
many
But why would you
times
say
you're
that?
So fun on
Because
vacation.
nobody's more fun on vacation than
just-
me.
Really?
Yeah, that's one thing I will be arrogant about and boast about.
Why? Like, what do you bring to the table that's fun?
A lot. Like I'm adventurous.
Yeah.
I honestly, I take great pride in like understanding who I'm with and like what they enjoy,
Yeah.
and trying to like eat at the right places and go and do the right things or stay if that's their thing, whatever it
Yeah.
is. Like I just love organizing a vacation around somebody's preferences.
Yeah. Hey, some of the most fun I've ever had was in Lynchburg, Virginia, with Jonathan Pokluda.
At a
You guys
Chinese
have never
buffet.
taken
Chinese
me
buffet.
Jumbo
anywhere.
Chinese
That was one
buffet.
where I did laugh very hard.
I sent you to Costa Rica.
Yes, but not. You didn't want to come with us.
I do want to come with you. I just can't on that particular. If you want to push it back a little bit, I'll go.
He's
I'm not
going to
gonna
interview
mess
to be
up
the
your
Pope.
sabbatical. Oh,
No, he passed
that's
away.
not how it works.
I know you're interviewing to be the Pope.
Oh, to be the Pope.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
You do have the Catholic background.
I know. You think I have what it takes?
Yeah, I think you'd be a great Pope.
No.
What does the Pope do?
I don't really know.
I just had a
Be
lot of
careful.
things come to
Yeah,
mind.
don't do that.
Don't say them.
All right. What are we
Should
talking
we
about
talk
today?
about
yeah.
fun?
Do we have a thing that we can listen to?
We do have a question from the greatest city in the world, Lynchburg, Virginia.
True.
Every year, Spotify sends out like the #1 city that listens to Be So. Lynchburg, Virginia.
And it's
Flame them up.
Lynchburg?
Flame them up, Liberty.
Flame them up.
Is
That's
that
the
their
thing.
catch-
Is that what they
Catchphrase?
say? Flames.
We don't know.
Flame them.
What's their mascot?
The
fire?
Liberty Flames.
Patriots.
Hey, Nate, that's not this question.
Oh.
Oh,
She's from Texas.
Hey guys, I'm from Texas. My question is, why doesn't God want us to have fun? I know that sounds silly, but I mean, weed grows from the earth, which God created.
Weed
God
does
created
grow
sex.
from the earth.
God created all the things that I want to do.
Wow, that's honest.
So why doesn't He want me to be with Him?
Yeah.
Thanks for a great podcast. I listen to you guys every week. Bye.
Let's go. Yeah, not from Liberty.
that's embarrassing. It was another
As you were
question.
talking, I was
I was
like,
so
I don't think
confident.
that's right.
What in the world?
Oh,
He's
it's
like,
very
flame them up,
embarrassing.
flame them up.
Best
She's
city
talking
in the
about.
world.
Katie
She's
from
talking about.
Texas
She's
or
talking about
whatever.
smoking weed. Flame them up. That's a different question.
So, I think I was distracted. Did she just
You
say
think
weed?
in
Weed and
drinking-
sex.
Okay, I
oh,
thought she had
sex.
said sex too.
That girl wants to get high and have sex.
What's that song? Dang it.
Da 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 da.
Corn
But I got
makes
high.
whiskey. Rain is a good thing.
Is this Brandon Lake?
No.
Forrest Frank.
Yeah, beer. Yeah,
Beer makes
whiskey. And whiskey
Whiskey
makes
makes-
my girl get a little frisky.
rain makes corn. Corn makes whiskey. Whiskey be a little frisky.
What in the world? What in the world?
You're gonna choke on that cough drop.
So it's just like
Why are
that's
we
what I
promoting
bring
that
with-
song?
I'm not. I'm just saying. It made me think of that when she's talking about all
Ta-
these. The earth makes weed.
She talking about sex.
and
What?
the earth makes
She
beer.
never brought up beer and whiskey.
I thought she did.
What are you talking about right now?
I'm sorry.
Are you on
Well-
medication?
I think I
my
am
gosh.
actually, but it's fine.
What are you on?
Nothing illegal.
Oh my goodness.
So her question is, why are Christians boring?
Well, yeah, it's a fair question.
Do y'all think you're boring? Do you think you live boring lives?
I think my life was way more boring before Christ.
What? The way
See-
the way you talk about your life, though, it's like I had to watch for every day of the
Dude.
week. I was rich. I had a
I
penthouse.
went out in a limo.
I've never heard the limo part.
You know what? I
one
went
time.
around
I'm
in
for
a
sure
limo.
he's been in
I
one
went
before.
around in a limo. Super important AT&T salesman here. What are you talking about, dude? Okay.
I think you're just saying that.
Okay. No. So like, yeah, every Thursday we would go to the club. Every Thursday, same club, VIP line, go inside, bottle service.
What do you do at a
and
club?
dance
Oh, okay.
and hook up. And then Friday night, same thing.
Oh my gosh.
Guess what we did Saturday night?
Rested.
Same thing.
Wow.
Okay. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, same thing. Week goes by, living for the weekend. Thursday comes around, get dressed up, go to the club, VIP line, go inside, bottle service, dance, hook up. Friday night, same thing. Saturday night, same thing. Every now and then, I'd exchange the club for like a wakeboarding session on the lake, sitting on the back of the boat, dreaming about, man, one day we're going to backpack through Europe. One day we're going to change the world. One day.
Yeah.
Like one day. Sin robs you of creativity. You do the same thing over and over and over again, and you dream about really making an impact, all while you're wasting away, killing brain cells, wasting your life, right? Then I become a Christian. I'm at that club, the same club I just talked about. I'm there leaning up. I'm upstairs. I remember somebody invites me to church. I go hungover to church the next day. I sat in the back row. I smelled like smoke from the night before. And ultimately, long story short, gave my life to Jesus. Just realized this carpenter born in Bethlehem 2,025 years ago, reset time. Like, I'm all in. He died. He raised from the dead. I'm all in. I mean, within like months, I was being trained in conflict resolution. A couple years later, sent to Africa to train the government. I was in the jungles of Africa meeting with this remote tribe. I was on a boat headed down the Amazon River to meet with these remote people 6 days down the river. I mean, it's like living life. Like one day we were dreaming about changing the world, and then as a believer filled with the Spirit, we're actually doing it. I mean, it was way more fun. And it's the whole like more fun, less scars. Like my friend has faithfully followed Jesus her whole life.
Yeah.
And, she's never been in a strip club. She's never looked at pornography. She's never had sex outside of marriage. She's never done drugs, never been drunk. And one time we were in a green room and we were talking, and she's very confident, like very comfortable in her skin. So I knew she'd be ready for this, but we were like surrounded by a bunch of young adults. And I said, hey, why is your life better than mine? And she was like, what do you mean? And I said, well, listen, I've been in strip clubs. I've done drugs. I've partied, thrown up. I've made money. I've had things. And now I'm a Christian, and you work for someone who works for me. Right? So why is your life better than mine? And she didn't hesitate. Did not even pause. She goes, oh, that's easy. I've had more fun and I have less scars. And I would say, I'm telling you, like, I'm the target in that statement, and she's right. She's had more fun and she has less scars. The more fun, it's like she has laughed until her stomach hurt, till she can barely walk the next day because she was up so late laughing with friends. But there was no fear of a pregnancy, no fear of an STD, no hugging a toilet, no hangover, no headache. Like, it's just pure fun. I remember the first time I got around believers, a friend invited me to the lake house. I later found out they would invite like one lost person. but like I went, and I was just thinking like, oh, we're going to the lake house. I wrote about this, I think, in Welcome to Adulting. I go to this lake house and I'm thinking, okay, there's gonna be girls, we're gonna party, alcohol. Get there, no alcohol, and we end up playing poker that night. And they're telling these stories, and I am so enthralled as a young adult male. I'm like, man, these guys, like the guys in this room, like they can change governments. Like they are powerful. Like they are wise. And nobody was drunk, and nobody was cussing, and there was nothing like objectifying women, nothing being said. And it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. I couldn't sleep that night.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember thinking like, oh man, I've been missing out. Like I totally have been missing out.
But you said something interesting before. You're like, how fun is an affair on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
You're like 12.
Yeah, erotic scale. But
yeah,
yes.
erotic scale. It's like,
Yeah, like,
whoa.
like
So-
you know, like how much fun is crystal meth? Like how much fun is heroin? It's got to be
Something, yeah.
something because people give their whole life to it.
Yeah.
In fact, I was reading this morning in a book, and it was like the most beautiful or the biggest picture of worship someone said they ever saw was this homeless person dying in a house where nobody else lived there. There's human feces on the floor. It was so nasty, but they had given everything to heroin, their heroin addiction. And they said it was the clearest picture of worship they had ever seen.
wow.
Because
I thought
they'd
you
given
meant
their
like
whole life
God
to that
worship.
drug.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we think of worship, we think, oh, God. It's like, no, they're worshiping something else. And like that's what worship looks like, is when we give our whole being over to God. And so God did invent, painkillers. He did invent grasses and weeds and seeds that can be helpful in medication. Like that is the kindness of God. None of that stuff exists in hell because there's nothing in hell that numbs your pain. There's no alcohol in hell. There's no THC in hell. There's no cocaine or ecstasy in hell. And there's no meth or heroin in hell. And so that stuff is here, and when we abuse it out of context, it's like we want the freedom to smoke weed. I was on a radio show earlier today talking to a 70-year-old woman who said, I can't stop smoking weed. I
Seriously?
can't stop vaping marijuana. Yeah, 70-year-old woman. She's like, I'm what? That's not freedom. That's slavery.
Totally.
You want the freedom to have sex, but you're not going to be able to be free from a pregnancy scare,
Yeah.
from an STD, from the heart attachment that happens when you give yourself physically to somebody, from the entanglement of rage that can happen through breakups and ex-girlfriends and boyfriends and all of the drama that comes with that. And so God, who is so kind, he wants you to have the most fun you can possibly imagine, but sometimes that fun comes through and by way of restraint. Sometimes that fun comes by way of abstinence. And the people who actually have the most fun in life are the ones who can enjoy abstaining from that which is actually harmful to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boom.
That's
Say
good.
like type that out and
Yeah.
memorize it and write it on your dash because it's so true.
The world just sells like a false picture that premarital sex, hooking up, drugs, drinking, weed, like all of that is living life.
And I've done it. I've done
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
the
telling you,
perfect
I've
person to speak to
experienced
this.
something better in Jesus. I'm sober minded.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this because I'm paid to. Like, I've got no other reason. I'm telling you, like, it's empty, man. It is so empty. Like, I've been rich. I mean, that's the reality. I've had girls. I've had whatever you think you want, and it's like it's empty, man.
Yeah, it's just a lack of understanding what sin is and what Satan wants to
Totally.
do. Like, he wants to destroy you.
And of course, it feels good in a moment,
Yeah.
right? Like all of those things. When I'm thinking of fun, it's like, okay, maybe momentarily, like there is this element.
For sure.
And then 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
an hour later, the next day, there's this emptiness that
Yeah.
follows.
Yeah, I think two things are true. One, I think Jesus wants to give you life and life to
Yeah.
the full, like
He literally
abundant,
says that.
overflowing life.
John 10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
John 10:10.
And fun also isn't the goal. From someone who loves having fun, like that's not the number one goal in life. Just because something's fun doesn't mean that's what you need
Why
to
do
do.
you?
Like-
Oh,
Well, I just say here, the most fun you can have on earth is the floor of fun in the kingdom of
Yeah.
heaven.
that's
So it's
good.
like the most fun you can have on earth is the least amount of fun you can have in heaven.
And
so
I
good.
mean, in staff prayer today, you were talking about that you had so much fun this weekend that you couldn't sleep, similar
Yeah.
to what you said.
Yeah,
But
just
what
like
was
sharing
it
the
off of?
gospel,
Yeah.
sharing the gospel with security guard, with 2 Uber drivers, with a server, like everywhere we went. I was with Bryce Crawford in LA, and everywhere we went, we're sharing the gospel. And I'm like, man, this is so much. And I was with my daughter Presley, who also has a gift of evangelism, and we're just sharing the gospel. And I like couldn't sleep that night because I was like, man, I'm so amped right now. Like this is so much fun.
When you're living in your giftings, maybe
Yeah.
that's you like hosting people at your house. Like,
I was like, what is my gift?
I've never
For
actually
me,
been,
it's any of the
I've never been
gifts.
hosted at her house, just to be clear.
Wow.
Ever.
You've never given him anything either.
I have
Ever.
given him
Wow.
probably not much, but
A jacket. I have it. It's in my car right now.
I made him a meal once. Why do y'all think Christianity gets that the bad rep of like not being fun?
I don't know. I actually really don't know because
You're
I'm
I feel
very
like it's like
passionate
more
about this.
fun than like Islam or Buddhism or Hinduism.
I think Christians can be stuffy. Like if you turn on like, you were just on
Those
a
aren't
Christian
even-
radio station.
Christians
so I don't-
can't be
Awkward.
stuffy.
So I
They're
don't
not
wanna-
Christians. If they're stuffy, they're at least not following Christ.
Wow.
It's like, I don't know.
What are
We're
you about to
fun
say?
because we don't say bad words
Yeah.
and we're happy and positive and we're faking it.
Like Ned Flanders on The Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, man, we're like we got staff retreat.
Ugh, y'all gonna have
it's
so much fun.
So much fun. And so I don't know who these Christians are that aren't having
think
fun,
it's like
but you're
people-
not. Jesus is not anti-fun.
Yeah, but it's like they look at the Bible and like it's a book of rules, it's a book of laws. I mean, there
Yeah.
are a lot of laws in here.
But it's to keep you on the pathway that is
That
like
gives you
life to
life.
the full,
Yeah.
fun. So I don't
mean,
know.
you don't
You
have to
do have to
convince
say no,
me.
and maybe people are just sitting on the sidelines judging people like, man, they're doing all these sins.
Totally, that's not
And
Christ following.
yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Why would you say Christians get a bad rap?
I think because they're bad representatives of Christians.
Yeah.
Like I think they're super boring, like not like no fun, legalistic, like don't like people Christians.
Yeah.
But it's just like the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and
Yeah.
self-control. Like you put all of that in a pot and stir it up. Like that's apart from self-control, that's a lot of fun.
Totally.
And self-control is like
It's fun.
it's like, listen, like go to a piano, walk up to a piano, and make beautiful music. Like you can make noise.
You can.
You can
Yeah.
make noise. You
That's
can make
good.
that piano make noise. But to make beautiful music takes discipline.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's how life is. It's like you can make noise, but if you want to make something beautiful, it's going to require discipline. Like
Yeah.
you can finger paint on a canvas, but if you're going to paint something beautiful, it's going to require discipline and training and practice.
Last night I was at Regen, which is an amazing ministry. We have every Monday night. It's a bunch
Matt
of churches
was there
all over
too
the
last
world.
night.
Yeah. All over at least the country. It's a recovery ministry. I'm telling you, I don't think there was a more fun place to be on
Oh,
Monday
it's
night in Waco than there.
amazing.
Because I had some friends commencing, which is like a 12-month program. At the end, they say, hey, before I was, now I am. People are losing their minds
Yep.
cheering
Yep.
and talking to these people where they were a year ago. It's like my life is so much better.
Yes.
I'm free from porn, free from alcohol,
Yes.
free from, any number of sin. So, I don't know. I'm just so convinced.
Totally.
I don't always live it out, but I am so convinced that
that's
like
good.
following Jesus is the life to the full.
I'm hosting a prayer night tonight, and I'm like giddy about it. You know.
Yeah.
Like I was worried I was getting sick because I was like, oh, I can't be there. Like I really want to be there. It's so fun to spend an hour and a half or 2 hours praying with my friends. Like that is, I know to the outside world that sounds so lame. And I'm just like, Jesus is really awesome and his presence is real. And when you get in these environments where you're seeking him, like he fills you up and he satisfies you with good things. And anyways, don't take us at our word. Like try it out. Like to the listener, I want to plead with you and other people. I think you're asking a question that a lot of people are asking.
For sure.
And I would encourage you, pursue Jesus and seek him with all you have, and you will be able to answer this question for someone else down the road.
She asked specifically about marijuana. There used to be this marijuana commercial that was like they said that if I smoked weed, that I would do cocaine. They said that if I smoked weed, that I would do harder drugs. They said if I smoked weed, that I would rob banks, and that if I smoked weed, I would hang out with the wrong crowds, and that if I smoked weed, that I would, fail out of school and this and that. And then it like fast forwards. They're sitting on the couch saying this, and like the room's full of smoke, like they've been smoking. He goes, I've been smoking weed for 10 years and I haven't done anything. And then he kind of reflects and he goes,
Wow.
I've been smoking weed for 10 years and I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And I think that's like as someone who's smoked weed every day for a season, I'm like, man, it just robs you of ambition. And like alcohol, it's a depressant. It's like literally now the science is showing us that it like changes our brain and can cause depression. And so many of drugs. I was just in LA and walking around like seeing addicts,
So sad.
talking to walls. It's so sad.
So sad.
And I mean, it's just like, I talk to so many students now that are addicted to vaping nicotine. And it's like, gosh, don't you wish you could go back to that moment where you had that first hit of that vape or
Right.
that, that first jewel and just talk yourself out of it, because like now you can't stop. And it's like you're stuck. You're enslaved to sin. And so, yeah, man, I think God does want us to have fun. I think he delights in his children finding enjoyment in him. I mean, Piper said that God is most glorified when we are most satisfied in him. And I think that's so true.
Why would God create weed? Like, why is that even a thing?
I mean, it can be used for medicine, just in the same way he created, opium and the poppy plant, and where we get cocaine and MDMA. Like, all of these things have medicinal value to help numb the pain or to heal our brain or to help us in some particular way. But it's like, I struggle more with, like, why did God create ants or mosquitoes or
Preach.
venomous snakes? But they all
Or
like
snakes
serve
in
a purpose in our ecosystem. But I think also the world has fallen, and we don't know the impact of
Totally.
that fallen world.
Why do you feel like God created Kathy?
To give you a hard time.
Someone needs to. I'm going to ignore that.
Okay.
And
that's
there's
great.
this C.S. Lewis quote that I really love that speaks to this. Sorry. He says, "We are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and sex and ambition when infinite joy is offered us. Like an ignorant child who wants to go on making mud pies in a slum because he cannot imagine what is meant by the offer of a holiday at the sea. We are far too easily pleased."
Yeah.
I think
so
that's the
good.
thing.
Been
It's like
saying that.
we're satisfied with like the trinkets and treasures and the experiences right in front of us that last for 1 second. And like a roller coaster, you come down off the high
Yeah.
and there's nothing left.
And if you can't stop thinking about weed or sex, I would so encourage you to fast, because it's like your body is in charge.
Encouraging people to fast.
Yeah.
Totally.
Wow. Who are you?
I am.
You're a
I
changed
love the
man.
C.S.
Yeah.
Lewis quote.
Yeah.
Truly been saying that for years and years and years since I first saw it. And it's brilliant that we are like kids playing with mud pies when we don't understand the fun about a day at sea. He talks also about it's like trying to explain like sex to a child, and they're like, "Is it like chocolate?" And you're like, "No, it's not like chocolate." It's like, they're like, "Is it better?" Like, there's something about God that is
Oh.
so good.
They can't understand
Yeah,
it.
they can't understand
Okay.
the goodness that it is, and you.
My kids are freaked out when we've
Yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah.
sex.
Yeah, so
had to do that
I think it's like I think there's something better in God
That we can't.
that we don't realize, and we think he's trying to rip us off when he's really trying to
Yeah.
set us free, when he's trying to like show us an abundant life, a full life.
Dude, just take him at his word. Spend time with God. See what happens. It's
Yeah.
more fun than anything else.
And we're just like not naive like that.
Yeah.
I would just say like, man, I feel your pain. I've looked over the fence. C.S. Lewis also says that when you climb over the fence to steal the fruit, it doesn't taste as sweet when you go through the gate.
Yep.
And I have climbed over the fence to steal the fruit, and it's costly. And my friend had more fun and has less scars. And I would say I have scars, and God, I'm confident, wanted to spare me of those scars. So, hope that's helpful.
True.
We'll see you guys next
Have
week.
fun with you guys.
Aw, y'all are fun. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Becoming Something, where we promise to keep the conversation honest and real for young adults in their 20s and 30s. Every moment we live is training for a future moment, and that's why we do this podcast, because we want you to be prepared for everything that life is going to throw at you. Our hope with this podcast is that it would help you become all that God desires you to be. To find out more, visit becomingsomething.com.